Barbados, we must never allow present circumstances to define our future. In the past, we were known for our strong and decisive leadership, our social, economic and political stability, and our well-educated and productive workforce. Who we become will depend on the vision and the focus we have. These series of videos will challenge us as a people to dig deep within and find our purpose. We are Refocusing Barbados.
Hello, and this is Matt once again, and we are Refocusing Barbados. And I'm very sorry to have been away for so long, but during that period of time that I have been away, I have had some very meaningful discussions with a lot of persons who are concerned about what is happening to our country. And one of the things that we have been grappling with as we discuss the present state of affairs is the fact that our experience today is so much different, so far different from what we expected. But the question I want to ask, because in our discussion we go back to the 2013 elections, and then the question I want to ask, if we miss the fundamental issue underlying the 2013 election, and that fundamental issue was the management of the economy. But what does that say about us as a people when we realized that people were going home from the private sector, that the economy was shrinking, and that the cost of living was increasing at an alarming rate, and yet still the election in 2013 was not about the management of the economy. And during the 2013 election, I had several discussions with persons who had their take on what would have been the outcome of the election. And one person suggested to me that he thought the DLP would win the government because the Prime Minister, Mr. Stewart, was the most decent person or politician in the country. But if that were the case, every new candidate would have won their seat, and that would have been impossible. And that highlights the illogic of an argument such as that. But management, or the lack of it, is at the core of our economic problems. And because Barbadians do not have a business mentality, that issue escaped us. That issue went a begging. We did not focus on it. Rather, we focused on the fluff, on the things that we consider to be important to us. How much we can get for free. But you know, it raises another issue, and it's the issue of excellence. And there are many instances we can recite to bring into focus the lack of excellence on the part of the government. One, the handling of the Four Seasons project, the state of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the problems in education, the handling of the layoffs, and the recent municipal solid waste tax. So, you know, I started to look at all these issues recently. And I decided that, you know, as a young person, that I cannot be silent when these things are happening. The shabby way in which this country is being run, managed, is a problem for me. Because I know if your management is not at the highest level, it will have serious consequences for the business of the country or the citizens. And I became very, very, very concerned, very worried. In fact, it has caused me a lot of sleepless nights. So I started to address these problems. And some people became very, 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 very offended. And one of the reasons that they put forward is that I have a business. And the other one was I have little children. Now these are people who support the Democratic Labour Party. But in stating that I have a business and that I have little children, what they're actually saying to me is that be careful with what you say, because there's a problem of victimization in this country. It's an admission that if you ever speak up, people will come after you. People will not accept it. And Dr. George Bell is a classic example when he spoke out. The response of the government to Dr. George Bell's statement. It's a serious admission that you will be targeted if you were bold enough to speak out. If you were bold enough to criticize government's behavior, the reaction would be that you will be intimidated. But let me state for those people who are, so to speak, worried, and I think they're not really, a lot of them are not really worried. What they're concerned about is that I am criticizing the government, and I think that's the real cause. The party that they support, I am criticizing the government. And they don't like it, they're uncomfortable with it. Let me say this very, very clearly for you. My business is people. I'm going to say that again. My business is people, especially poor people. I have a lot of family members who are poor, a lot of friends who are poor. Every day I interact with the poor. A lot of my customers are poor. And these people who are criticizing me and want to put pressure on me to shut my mouth, they don't pull their pockets to support the poor. They don't support charities. They do not import food so that they can distribute to the people who are poor. And yet still, Mark, shut your mouth. And I am saying Mark will not shut his mouth, because we have something in our country that is going on that is awful. There is a situation where the poor people in our country are being oppressed. Imagine, you send a man home, or a woman, for that matter of fact, as a matter of fact. You don't give them a cent, and then you turn around and you add insult to injury by imposing the solid waste tax. My goodness me, man. And then you look at the people and tell them, pay, and then they're going to refund you. But if you cannot refund our VAT returns, give us our VAT refunds, you can't give us our income tax refunds, where are you going to get the money from to give us back our monies if we pay the solid waste tax? Where the refunds going to come from? We are not that stupid. And that's why most people are saying they're not going to pay. Nobody seems really in this administration to care for the poor, you know. Even though a lot of them came out of poor families. And I've said that before, and I have no apologies to make for the statement that I made, that a lot of them came out of poor families and they behave as though they were never poor, they don't care. Because they are not putting any protection mechanism in place whereby the poor can be taken care of. So the poor are left to the ravages of an economy that is poorly managed. The poor have to go to the supermarket, they have to eat, they have to pay their bills, they have to take care of their children. And when I'm on that score, this is the summer holidays. So the children are going to be home, school children are going to be home. While they're at school, those who are not fortunate to get a meal, the school meals, they probably, yes, which is a noble thing, providing lunch for those children. Teachers pull their pockets and take care of them. They are home now for over 8 weeks. Where are they going to get something to eat for? This is going to be a cruel summer for these children. And we got ministers of government driving about expensive vehicles, expensive BMW, Jeeps, and all kinds of things, and the people in this country are suffering. That is a sign of arrogance. I don't care what you're going in, I'm going to live the lifestyle I want to live. And you want to tell me I should sit down and keep my mouth shut? I should be silent? I will not be silent when I see these things happening, because it is wrong. The very people who stood up in lines to make sure that you return to office are the very people that you are turning against. Look at the QH. If you are sick and you're going to the QH and you think that you are going to be hospitalized, carry along some Panadols, carry along some toilet paper, alcohol, alkalata, and you might go out carry along a bed. That's how bad it has become. And the poor people of this country, they use the QUH because they don't have any money to go to the Bayview, and they cannot even manage that properly so that the poor people can be taken care of when they have health problems. This is a callous administration who care only about staying in power, but not about looking after the people. And people tell me shut up and be quiet, have nothing to say. But I will say to those people who want me to be quiet is that they can't care about the poor people either. And while I'm at it, I would advise you poor people, if you can find the money, you're going to QH, carry along some money to buy your own drugs. You hear what I'm telling them? Or get a family member to buy drugs for them. It ain't sweet down there. It is a horror story. It is something out of a scary movie. It ain't easy in the hospital. One of my friends went to the hospital, he was sick, he was hospitalized, and he had to find money to buy your own drugs. Had to find money to buy cotton wool and plaster and alcohol. Another friend, he had to go and buy a bed for his mother. That's how bad it has become. It all feeds into the narrative that is a poor rakey government that we have. It's not concerned about excellence. It's very, very mediocre, and we have embraced mediocrity when in 2013 we put them back in office. They can't do anything properly. Are we satisfied with this? In light of the suffering of our people, I can't be silent. I will not be silent. I will open my big mouth and I can say what I have to say. If they want to come after me, if they are so small in mind and they want to come after me, let them do it. If they want to try to intimidate me like they try to intimidate Bobby Morris, let them do it. Those people who want me to be silent, they are admitting that they are fearful, you know. They are admitting that they are fearful for the powers that be. Because they know within themselves the kind of people that they're dealing with. And how can they be satisfied to be able to say this and to admit to me that these people are the type of people who would intimidate me and victimize me? And why would you want to vote for people like that? Is that the kind of government you want to have in your country who would intimidate its own citizens? I always teach my children, stand up for what you believe. Show respect. Don't be disrespectful, but stand up for what you believe. And speak your mind. I always tell my children that. Say what's on your mind. Make sure you do it with the highest level of respect, but speak your mind. Don't let nobody intimidate you. 270,000 strong and afraid. 16 weak, but bold and arrogant. And we, the 270,000, cower when we see them. When they speak, we get afraid. Oh, they can come for us. They can be tyrannical. They can victimize us. Shh, don't say nothing. And you show up on the streets for fear of being victimized. You're out of a job, but you won't come to the streets and show your face because they're gonna terrorize you and victimize you. How they gonna victimize you when you're out of their reach? The poor people, all poor people have a problem, right? And this is one thing I have known from a young age. If a man is poor, unable to move, and he is dirty, you know, nobody don't volunteer to step forward to clean him, you know. Everybody shuns him. But if a man is rich or well-to-do, he will never get dirty. People will line up to make sure he stays clean because they believe something is coming for them. There will always be something to be given to them. The poor always suffer. Nobody wants to take care of the poor. Nobody wants to champion the cause of the poor. I have had a chance to look at this administration and have seen the worst of it. I do not believe it can get any worse. If it can, it means that there's disaster ahead. And I have seen a lot of things happen that has caused me a lot of concern. And some of the things that I have seen, I believe that we can deal with this, you know. I'm going to make two proposals to the people of this country. We can stop this whole thing and have an interim administration. That is what I'm not going to propose. There are enough people in this country in good standing who are brilliant enough to take this country forward. And I'm proposing that for 5 years we put an interim administration in place to take care of the affairs of this country. And number two, and this is a real important thing, whether we have elections or not, we need a contractor general. I have seen some things that have blown my mind. I have heard some things that have blown my mind. We need a contractor general in this country. And stop ministers from making determinations who get contracts and who don't get them. And to stop ministers from determining how big the contract will be. But the contractor general, his office must be placed in the Prime Minister's office. That is what I am proposing. I believe firmly in all my heart, and listen to the people out there, that we are paying for a lot of things that we are not getting. And this should not be, because it means that we are burdening our poor people with a bill, and we are asking them to foot the bill for something that they never will get and they'll never have seen. Barbadians, it is time to refocus. Barbados, let us start to refocus, and let us do it soon. I don't like what I am seeing. Thank you. I want you to join us. And we want to hear your comments. Let us start the discussion. Goodbye.